United Women.
Yes, because we are working with new students. So we'll have Mrs. IFEOMA OKOCHA say a word or two.
This is a real ambush. I didn't put on a platter of gold. I didn't fight for it either. I'm surprised. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I feel highly honored to be called out to say a word or two concerning what we're here for. A lot of people don't know that I actually read English University. I graduated 40 years ago from the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, with a bachelor's degree in English. But I veered out education, and I think that's where most people know me more than the English. But I listened to a lot of the people that have spoken, and one thing stood out to me, which I want to point out, is the neglect of women in all spheres of society. When my sister Joma was talking about her book, I was surprised that I looked on the table and her book was not there. She actually made a comment and asked a question which was not answered. Why was the richest woman in Africa asked, "Do you still cook for your husband?" I'm not a feminist, far from that. And anybody that knows me knows I believe in the core social values, and those values that you get from the Word of God, which says that the man is the head of the family, and the woman obeys him in all things. And it is the duty of a woman to provide for her family, even if you want to be regarded as a proverbial woman. Now, whether you're a billionaire, or a millionaire, or a thousandaire, or a kogonaire, it does not stop you from playing your role as a wife and a mother. Therefore, it's not a question that should be asked a billionaire or a millionaire, in whatever denomination, do you still cook for your husband? Because even as I am here, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not a billionaire, but I'm a wife, and I'm a mother, and a grandmother. So before I came here, not knowing when I would finish, I made sure that I woke up very early. I prepared my husband's breakfast, and I have prepared his lunch, so that when I am late coming back home, he will still eat his food prepared by his wife. Whether she's a millionaire, or a billionaire, or a thousandaire. You don't abdicate your role as a woman or a wife. Point number one. I hope you've gotten a little bit of clarity, children. Now, secondly, in our society, I have noticed particularly that women lose their identity to their husbands. I think it's only now I have been referred to as Mrs. IFEOMA OkOCHA. I was born as a daughter, became a sister, became a friend, even before I became a wife. Therefore, my identity as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, should not be overridden by the fact that I'm now the wife of a man known as Emma Osiji Okocha, SAN JP Oefam. I am very proud to be his wife, and my children will say I do add Osiji Okocha to my name. But that does not mean that I want to lose my identity and just be referred to as Mrs. Osiji Okocha. That I'm not a billionaire in the petroleum industry, I'm not a renowned jurist. I'm not a renowned politician. Does not mean that I cannot be accorded the respect that I duly deserve as a human being to be called and acknowledged as Mrs. IFEOMA OkOCHA. And that is what society is getting away with. And that is why a lot of women are shying away from coming out into the public and shining in the way that they should shine. And I'm toyed with writing books because that is my original profession and my original talent. But then I wonder, if I wrote IFEOMA OKOCHA, would it sell as much as if I wrote IFEOMA OKOCHA? I leave the answer to you. So most women that don't come out in politics and come out in governance also ask themselves the same questions. Do I come out as a woman in my own right, or do I come out under the umbrella of my husband and the party? So today I want to encourage all of you, that's been an aside, to go back not only to the secondary schools or the universities, but to the nursery schools where I got started and cut my educational prowess as a nursery school teacher in my own nursery school. Give every child, from birth, a book. And encourage the children to be read a book every day and encourage them to read. There is no child I know that I go to visit when they are born or they celebrate a birthday that one of the gifts I give is a book. And I encourage my children to read to their children. And my grandchildren know that when they come to grandma's house, they are read a book. And they remind their parents in the night, when I'm in grandma's house, she reads a book to me. So their parents read books to them. The phone, the iPad, has taken away our individual quest for knowledge. My grandson, my last grandson so far, is a year 3 months. But believe it or not, he knows what an iPad is. He knows where I keep my iPad. And once he opens the door, he says, "Gamma, iPad, open." And I say, "No, Ezra. Book, open." So if you wait till they are in secondary school, it's a bit too late. So I will encourage you, August meeting, as you start with secondary school, let us move down to nursery school. Because by the time they're in secondary school, it's not late, it's a bit too late. So I thank you for honoring me by asking me to speak. I hope I have not veered away too much. My brother Kingsley is watching his time. When you give a teacher a microphone and you don't tell her how long she should speak, and she's also told that she's a reverend woman, so I can be a preacher. And you don't give preachers 5 minutes. You might show them the path, but they will ignore you. So on that note, I encourage everybody, and our chairman, who has graciously launched this Education Champions League, I promise you that in my own little way, I will support. And I will bring a couple of people that I know that are interested in the reading culture. I want to say thank you to the author of the book and all the authors of the book. Indeed, none of us get anything on a platter of gold that is worth keeping. So I ask all of us to work diligently towards what we intend to have and what we want to be in life. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Will now be the center of attraction. This is the moment we'll need to dissect the book extensively